It happened over the weekend. Dana White says he's retired. You were the undisputed champion. How are you feeling a few days after?
I mean, to be honest, I would have rather fought for it, of course. I did defend the interim though, which is a weird thing as well. To be honest, I always saw myself as a champion anyway. I think the whole John Jones thing was a bit weird. I think everybody can see that was a bit of a strange situation. But luckily now that is in the past and we can move on.
As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against John Jones. I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against John Jones. I've been watching John Jones, as I say, since 2000.
John Jones has finally decided to give the fans what they want. After months of public silence and an official retirement statement approved by the UFC, the former light heavyweight and heavyweight champion is no longer on the sidelines. He's changed his mind about retiring and now wants one final showdown. One final bout to end the heavyweight argument and silence the critics once and for all. And the target is none other than Tom Aspinall, the freshly crowned unchallenged champion, who has not shied away from publicly criticizing Jones, often in controversial ways. It was just a matter of time before Jones, who had been unusually quiet in recent weeks, fired back.
There's going to be those people
wasted a part of his life in the UFC.
There's going to be those people that'll say that John Jones is his own worst enemy, and Tom Aspinall's lucky that John got in his own way.
I just hope it stops. Like, I hope, okay, this is it. He's going to really learn his lesson this time and no more. Dude, and again, we have no idea the pressure of being John Jones and a celebrity. Like, it's got to be insane. There's been so many great John Jones moments inside the cage.
Aspinall, who was still bragging about his ascension to unquestioned champion status, didn't waste time adding gasoline to the fire. During an interview with Ariel Helwani, Aspinall was candid about Jones' legacy, notably the controversies surrounding the world champion's use of performance-enhancing chemicals. "He's a piece of garbage," Aspinall declared plainly. He went on to ask how Jones was permitted to participate again despite testing positive for illegal substances. "I don't see how you can fail tests and still compete for world titles. That just does not make logic to me. We all play by the same rules, or so we're supposed to," Aspinall said, making no attempt to hide his displeasure.
Is John Jones scared to fight you?
Yes. John is conning the public. The fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year.
Is that fight fucking happening?
The UFC are saying that it's going to happen. I think it's down to him and Dana.
Dana loves John Jones.
He's trying to grease up his ego.
Jones responded quickly, and when he did, it wasn't a calm statement full of retirement thoughts. It was a defiant, angry retort that concluded with a challenge. "I never took steroids," Jones stated in a video released on X. "The evidence is all there, which is why I was permitted to fight again, and the regulations have changed for everyone in all sports. Call me the game changer." His voice remained calm, but the message was plain. Jones had had enough. And now, after being pushed, he's returning not only to protect his legacy, but to reclaim the belt. Many admirers believe he never actually lost.
I don't know, did you see his series of tweets over the last few days inferring that basically he told you guys that he was retired last November and that your efforts to make the Aspinall fight were basically futile?
It's not true.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that what you wanted to ask me?
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. But what do you make of him coming out and saying saying contrary to what you've said there?
I don't know. I'm telling you the truth.
The UFC did not waste time confirming conversations. Although the promotion has yet to announce a date, Dana White has reportedly approved the fight behind closed doors and is awaiting contract finalization. Jones and Aspinall have faced off before, but this is the first time both men have officially and definitively agreed. The failed discussions, combined with Jones' previous injuries, had kept the two apart for so long that people began to doubt it would ever happen. Even when Aspinall won the interim title and subsequently defended it, the situation was still ambiguous. Then came retirement. Then Dana White made a statement. Then came quiet.
Imposing an International Fight Week deadline. Right here and now, I'm imposing this deadline. By the way, they announced that they're going to do a press conference tour for Canelo Crawford, and one of the stops is June 27th, the day before Ilya versus Charles, International Fight Week, 317. I'm imposing an International Fight Week deadline. an announcement must be made. A decision must be made. That's when the eyes of the MMA world are on the UFC.
Then Aspinall opened his mouth. Demetrius Johnson did not help matters either. In his own media appearance, Johnson expressed concern about Jones' reputation, citing his history of failed tests as a major disqualifier. In the GOAT debate, "We've never been stripped," Johnson explained. Then gaze at someone who's been stripped. "I am not suggesting Jon Jones did not accomplish wonderful things. He was an outstanding athlete. Name one of the greatest athletes of all time in a sport who has failed a test. You are disqualified." Those comments immediately spread online. They were echoed by certain elements of the MMA media and spread by fighters and fans who had long attacked Jones' career path.
You know, that's the hard thing about giving opinions on this, because it's just opinions. Like, we don't know the facts of what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what's been said from Jon's side or Aspinall's side. And you know, I do give Aspinall the benefit of the doubt, believing that, you know, if he didn't think the Jon Jones fight was going to happen, like, he probably would have taken another fight, you know. Where we're comparing it with the Chandler situation, you know, it felt to me.
But Jon Jones does not take disrespect lightly, especially after weeks of interviews, video, podcasts, takes, and tweets deconstructing his legacy in his absence. He's now retaliating in the only way he knows how, by scheduling a real bout against the man who has most likely insulted him more bluntly than any previous opponent. Aspinall believes the matter is more complicated.
Aspinall's fight. I mean, we've been talking to this kid forever about it, and it's his fight. Listen, you can't make people fight. If Jon doesn't want to fight, can't make him fight. We can try to make him fight. We can throw things at him that inspire him to want to fight, but we'll figure it out.
After all, this isn't just a personal feud. He is the unquestioned champion currently. When Jones retired, he was promoted, and Aspinall initially expressed reluctance to accept. "I would have preferred to steal it from the other champion. That would have been lovely, but I suppose things worked out for me," he explained. In the same interview, he made it abundantly obvious that he was beyond the Jones topic.
Jon Jones is retired, but if he never steps into the cage with you and you two never fight, what do you think that does for his legacy, but also for your legacy? Is it possible for you to be the best and be the greatest without beating him?
That's someone else's opinion, to be honest. It doesn't really matter to me.
That sort of stuff doesn't bother you, as long as you're fighting the people that are put in front of you.
I can only control what I can.
For me, it's quite straightforward. People always question me about Jon Jones, and I will not discuss it again after this interview. I am done. I am done with it. Anybody who questions me about moving forward will be shut down. I will never speak about it again. However, there was a catch. He added one last line. "Unless the fight is signed. Once it is signed, I will discuss it. But if it doesn't, I am done. Done forever." Now that the fight is supposedly in the works, Aspinall has reclaimed the microphone.
So Jon Jones just got up and left after this Nelk interview. This has to be a joke. Surely Dana is going to have to strip Jon Jones, because this can't keep happening. Like, you're the heavyweight champion, it's your job to defend the belt. And if you don't want to defend it, then retire. It's so strange to me. It's strange how the UFC keeps defending him. He's still the heavyweight champion but won't fight. And what is he expecting by going on all of these media tours when people bring up the question of Tom Aspinall? Like, he's on a media tour. What is he
But this time, he's making his own mark on the sand. In a follow-up statement issued after the news surfaced, he warned, "If it falls through again, that's it. I won't bring him up again. Never. I have been patient. I've been respectful and waited my turn, but I'm not going to waste my time anymore. If he shows up, we will fight. If he pulls out, I'll be done with Jon Jones forever."
What would it take to fight Tom Aspinall from the UFC? Like, what does the UFC got to do?
Said something real wild on off the cuff. I'll see you guys later.
That's it.
Yeah, right. Thanks for the happy
Jon
beer.
Jones, the legend.
The emotional exhaustion is evident. Aspinall had already waited more than a year as Jones healed from a damaged pectoral muscle. During that time, Aspinall remained active. He won the temporary championship in a devastating way. He justified it. He conducted the interviews. He escalated the battle. Jones, on the other hand, never seemed to be truly interested. Then came the retirement and the promotion. At that point, Aspinall's public image changed from hungry contender to satisfied champion. He often expressed his relief at being able to move on from the mess. I was never just chasing Jon Jones, Aspinall admitted. There was a lot of online discussion and everything. There have been numerous similarities to Chandler chasing McGregor. Chandler was pursuing McGregor because he wanted a huge fight and was after money. Basically, I didn't care about the big fight or the money.
I know there's some tainted supplements out there, but if you do it repeatedly, the first time, if it's tainted supplement, whatever, they look into it, you're all good. Fair enough. But if you're talking 2, 3, 4, 5 times and they're still letting you fight in a promotion, you're a pretty sick individual, in my opinion.
His tone indicated that he was prepared to put Jones behind him permanently. But now that Jones is back and talking, it's difficult to overlook the unfinished business. According to UFC insiders, the fight is slated to headline the company's Q4 pay-per-view, though Jones has not publicly confirmed a date. Nonetheless, the fact that he changed his retirement has fully rekindled the discussion. What was once dead and buried is now back on the table, with more personal venom than ever before. The intensity of this rivalry has been fueled more by what did not happen than by what did. Jones claimed the vacant heavyweight belt in March 2023 against Cyril Gane in a dominant manner. He was supposed to defend the belt against Stipe Miocic in November of that year, but a torn pec kept him out.
And the fans shouldn't even have to make a petition to strip Jon Jones of the belt. That just shows you how dumb the UFC matchmaking is, especially when it comes to Jon Jones and all the way that the UFC operates around Jon Jones. The way that Jon Jones has Dana and the organization by the nuts is crazy.
An interim title was introduced, and Aspinall claimed it with a first-round finish. When Jones couldn't return on time, the UFC promoted Aspinall. That alone caused division among fans, with some claiming Jones deserved more time and others saying he had been avoiding the fight. Now the path is cleared. The excuses are gone. Jones wants the fight. Aspinall is willing once more. The promotional machine has already started spinning again, and both men are making their intentions known. If he wants to prove something, I'll be there. Aspinall said in a short message on Instagram Live, "I've never needed the drama. I just want the fight. I've earned it. If he wants it, come get it. But this is the last time I wait."
The fact he's not stepping up and fighting yet, he's let the whole MMA fan base down.
I couldn't have somebody else saying that they're going to beat me and not at least fight. And then if I lose, at least I tried my best. There's a lot of politics in the UFC at the top levels, and it's just like out of my hands, so there's nothing I can really do about it.
Jones, on the other hand, dismisses the criticism and claims to be the most tested and clean athlete in the sport today. No matter what the haters say, I've already changed the game. They altered the testing guidelines because of me, not for me. I am the blueprint. Let's see what happens when he gets in there with the actual one. With the stakes high as ever and both men emotionally charged, the Jon Jones, the Tom Aspinall saga is no longer limited to belts. It is about legacy, respect, redemption, and ultimately a fight. Jon Jones has once again rocked the UFC world. This time, instead of entering the cage, take a step away from it and then return to it. In a frenzy of pronouncements, speculation, and rising pressure, the story of his legacy delves deeper. The former light heavyweight king and heavyweight champion had already stunned the MMA world with a lengthy, passionate retirement announcement. He stated that he had reflected and accomplished all of his goals and wanted to take on new tasks. For a minute, it appeared to be final. He praised Dana White, Hunter Campbell, his trainers, and his fans, and stated that he would always be connected to MMA, but in a new way. The news felt like the end of a storybook career that began with supremacy, devolved into chaos, and eventually settled at the top of a second division.
It's the legacy. To be able to go to the heavyweight division, take out everyone, and then take out the Jon Jones legend, you know, and then go back to even beating a few of these new school guys, will literally put Tom Aspinall as the GOAT of the heavyweight division.
However, not everyone, particularly Daniel Cormier, bought into the fairy tale ending. Cormier, who knows Jones better than most, having fought and lost to him twice, was not convinced by his exit. The former doubles champion, now an analyst and broadcaster, saw right through the motivational spiel. In his opinion, Jon Jones did not quit because he had nothing more to prove. He retired due to Tom Aspinall.
So John Jones just got up and left after this Nelk interview. This has to be a joke. Surely Dana is going to have to strip John Jones because this can't keep happening. Like, you're the heavyweight champion, it's your job to defend the belt. And if you don't want to defend it, then retire. It's so strange to me. It's strange how the UFC keeps defending him. He's still the heavyweight champion but won't fight. And what is he expecting by going on all of these media tours when people bring up the question of Tom Aspinall? Like, he's on a media tour.
He wasn't terrified. He was calculating. Jones, according to Cormier, is preserving rather than running. Aspinall poses the greatest challenge to him now, because Jones is 38 years old. Cormier stated that he had led an excessive lifestyle, partying, living, and doing all of the things that brought him into difficulty in the past.
That would be beyond disappointing, actually, from a marketing standpoint, from a landscape of where the UFC is standpoint. That would be a complete pay-per-view disaster.
We'd see the strength of the UFC brand at Madison Square Garden if that ends up being, because all respect to Tom, but he has never headlined a pay-per-view, so plopping him at the top of Madison Square Garden against Cyril Gane I think would be tough, but we'll see what they can do.
Man, that would be tough. I mean, you'd have to have that undercard.
Cormier did not frame it as fear. He framed it as fact. The John Jones from 10 years ago would have already signed the contract. Today's John Jones, who is slower, older, and fights under tougher rules, faces a younger, smarter, and more dangerous opponent in Tom Aspinall. The new rule prohibiting shoulder strikes may appear small to casual spectators, but it is a significant restraint for Jones, who has built his career on subtle, imaginative offense from all angles. That, paired with Aspinall's elite-level boxing, quick feet, and devastating timing, provides a profile that Jones has never encountered before.
Guys, I have never seen a fight that we've wanted that we've then been denied. No different than the girl at school that you're chasing and she's telling you no. Lose steam. This fight is a smaller fight now than it was 3 months ago. Aspinall versus Jones, which, by the way, I don't maintain for that it could be resurrected one press conference or one Instagram live by Dana. I'm just sharing for you right now. Jones and Aspinall was not only hotter 3 months ago, it was hotter than that 5 months ago. And it is coming to an almost crawl.
Cormier warned Jones about the dangers of taking on a battle like that right now. After years of inactivity and a lifestyle that has not always matched the discipline required by the sport, John, at 28 years old, would have seen and fought Tom a million times before. But at 38, John realizes that this guy is a little better. Cormier claimed he is not afraid. He just does not want to be knocked out. The essential word there was not fear. It was Legacy Jones does not need another belt. He doesn't need additional check. He does not have to prove anything to the wider public, but he must safeguard the empire he has built over the past 15 years. Being knocked out by Tom Aspinall, a man many casual fans are only now becoming familiar with, has the potential to disrupt that foundation in ways that no ban, arrest, or failed test has ever done.
But something I want to talk about, guys, we're going to talk about this for a little bit. I got some notes, and that's the heavyweight division, because I figured it's a good time to talk about it. With all the John Jones stuff going around.
Oh, yeah.
I think, personally, Tom Aspinall really needs to mentally get rid of John Jones. No more thinking about him. He's gone. You're champ, right? Because I strongly believe right now, Tom Aspinall can go on a long win streak, on a tear. He can go on a tear.
Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall has remained sharp and vocal. He's not begging to fight. He no longer seems emotionally attached to the prospect of confronting Jones, but he maintains his stand. He still feels he is the finest heavyweight in the world. And while he won't push Jones to confront him, he realizes what's going on behind the scenes. For months, Aspinall tried to be respectful. However, Jones publicly disregarded him, stating that the matchup did not excite him. The tone shifted. During an interview, Jones said that he might walk away till the passion returns, unless the opponent is someone like Francis or Ananu. Aspinall never reacted with desperation. He didn't request a big money fight. He just stated that he will not wait forever. And if Jones does not want to fight him, that is okay, but he will never speak about him again. For Aspinall, this isn't about winning. It's about principle.
There's one guy who could mimic a John Jones on the feet. It's Rika Verhoeven. Your big.
He's gonna wipe the floor. He's gonna wipe the floor with John Jones.
You believe
John Jones
100%.
doesn't have a chance versus Tom Aspinall. Mark my words. Tom Aspinall is a freaking monster.
I love it.
On his feet and on the ground. So, and I truly believe that John Jones has never faced somebody that is that good.
Upon his at the same time, UFC President Dana White is becoming less patient. After months of trying to accommodate Jones's sluggish recovery, the delays are stacking up. White, known for his bluntness, stated unequivocally that he is done waiting. In a recent interview, he marked a line in the sand. We'll see how this plays out over the next few weeks. If we can't finish this fight, we'll move on soon. His response was, we'll have the answers in the next couple of weeks. It was the most pointed remark he'd made since the Jones-Aspinall incident began. For once, it was not a soft pivot. It was a warning.
Is John Jones scared to fight you?
Yes. John is conning the public. The fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year.
Is that fight fucking happening?
The UFC are saying that it's going to happen. I think it's down to him and Dana.
Dana loves John Jones.
He's trying to grease up his ego a little bit. I think he's one of the best fighters ever. Definitely top 3. That's debatable when you start putting in about drug tests and stuff like that, I think. Damn.
What drug are you talking about specifically?
Yeah.
Despite his fury, White defended Jones' reputation. John Jones has been an interesting human being to work with since the day he arrived. But let me say something about him. I wouldn't be calling John Jones the GOAT if he didn't want to fight people. He has never stated, I don't like this fight for myself. I do not want to fight this guy. Not one time. That line stood out. A defense of Jones' competitive temperament, but also a reminder of what to expect. If Jones is actually the GOAT, he would not walk away from the #1 contender, especially one wearing gold. He clearly will not be. How do you think this will play out? Please share your opinions below and subscribe for future updates.